Alright, y'all, welcome back to what will be the final part of Battle of the Goats. Alright, now let's get this started because we still got a lot of TV shows to talk about, but we are getting down to the nitty gritty. So, first up, we got Demon Slayer. I will put this in its goated. Yeah, Demon Slayer has some of the best animated fight scenes you will ever see in pretty much anything. You know, episode 19, great scene, awesome scene. Those of you who know, you know. Season 2 had an amazing fight scene as well. Also, the movie did. Yeah, it's a really good show. I will say that I do feel like it's lacking a bit in, characters and story department, I would say. That's why I don't really put it in the true GOAT category. I do admire the simplicity of the story at the very least. Like, it's something that, you can just easily understand and easily pick up on. It's just that, as of right now, at least the part that I'm at, because I'm not caught up with Demon Slayer, um, I finished season 2. Yeah, the story didn't really go much of anywhere by the end of season 2, but I mean, it was still a fun watch. It's still a really good show, definitely, and I definitely gotta catch up with it because I think I'm wrong, but I think it's over. I think it already ended, but like I might be completely wrong about that. So anyway, Demon Slayer, really good show. Archer, we got Archer. Never watched it, but I might. I might. Adult animated cartoon. It's got a good rating, so I might watch it one day. Ooh, next up we got Toradora. Toradora. This is going in the true GOAT category. To my cousin, I'm making it up to you. For what I did to Sword Art Online, I will make it up for Toradora. I love Toradora. This is a slice of life high school romance show. Really good, really good. I'm normally not that big of a fan of like high school romances, but see, the thing with this show is that it's very like over the top with the humor, which really like amplifies it. It makes it a lot of fun to watch. You get some really awkward and embarrassing situations in this show. Because really, that's kind of what it does so well. It does the whole coming of age theme like extremely well. Also, especially with just, the perception of teen love just in general is just done like so well with this show. I love both the main characters. I think they're both great, along with the two main side characters as well. There's one side character that like gets on your nerves. I mean, you understand her as the show goes on, but she can definitely like grind your gears for sure. But anyway, it's still a really good show. I love the show. Uh, my cousin said it's probably his favorite slice of life anime, and honestly, I can see why. It's a really good show. I love it. Toradora is great. Now we've got another true GOAT. We've got The Haunting of Hill House. Easily true GOAT. Easy. Haunting of Hill House is a very good show. Now they do have another, like it's basically the same creator as Haunting of Hill House, but it's under a different title because it's a different house. It's called The Haunting of Bly Manor. I heard that one's not as good as Hill House, so I didn't really get into that. But maybe one day I will. Probably not though, if I'm being real. But Haunting of Hill House was super good. It's a as the name implies, it's a show about a haunted house. It follows like this family, right? And you'll have episodes like focused on like each character, at least for like I want to say the first half, and then like the second half it focuses more on like their like group dynamic, and it's super good. I guess if you look at the writing on paper, like it kind of just technically it does feel like just a very extended like horror movie, to be honest. But no, I mean like the character writing and just the pacing and the cinematography, the acting, like all that just totally makes up for the fact that it might feel like an elongated version of your standard horror movie. So really, that all makes up for it, like totally, in my opinion. The show has some definitely really good scares for sure. A lot of like creepy atmosphere, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'll be watching this for Halloween this year. I just reminded myself to do that. Along with Over the Garden Wall, I'm gonna be watching those two shows for sure, because those are excellent picks for the Halloween season. All right, Boardwalk Empire. Never watched it, but I might. Yeah, I don't really know much at all about this show, but yeah, I'll probably get into it at some point. So I'll leave it at that. All right, well, now we got Samurai Champloo. I'm gonna say this. It's. I'll say it's goated just because like I mean, I am kind of tempted to put it in True GOAT category because I do love this show, despite how I seemed like a few seconds ago. Like, I love this show for sure. It's just that how do I put it? Like, because I love the setting, I love the style, like all of that is like up my alley. It's kind of a bit like Samurai Jack, except I think with this show there's even like more emphasis on the hip hop aesthetic. But yeah, this is a super good anime. The reason why I don't put it in True Go category, I feel like it's because like it doesn't really have that like oomph that makes me want to like just really put it up there. I do love the show, absolutely. Man, is it like pace? No, I think the pacing in this show was pretty good. It's like a more episodic type of series for sure. There were some like weird episodes here and there. Like I guess there were some episodes that like made the overarching plot feel a little disjointed, I suppose. Uh, the main girl in this show didn't feel like all that like useful or important, but I mean she is there because she does drive the plot of the show, like her dilemma is what drives the whole journey. So, that's why. So yeah, overall, it just doesn't have that like like that. I don't really feel super compelled to put it in True Goat category, which is why I just had to put it down a peg. So, really good show still, really good. Highly, highly recommend Samurai Champloo. Now we've got Mob Psycho. I haven't watched it, but I did watch the first episode, like I want to say a year ago. Not gonna lie, that art style is something to get used to for sure. It kind of reminds me of like a hodgepodge of like One Piece and One Punch Man. Like it kind of gives me like that type of look, especially with the main character. He reminds me a lot of Saitama. But yeah, I mean that show is pretty highly rated. Yeah, it probably does get really, really good. The first episode was good. It's just that it didn't really compel me to watch much more. So I'll leave it at that for Mob Psycho. Next up, we got Shameless. Also, haven't watched it, but I might. That's another really high end live action show. I think it's a comedy for sure. I'll have to get into that too. Oh, now we've got My Hero Academia. Where should I put My Hero Academia? Hmm. I'll say it's goated. It's goated. Maybe it is like a little overrated, just a little bit, but I still think the rating is like pretty fair for the most part. I love My Hero Academia. Uh, to be honest, I guess Bakugo actually does get on my nerves sometimes. Yeah, a lot of people think he's like a super compelling, super like well thought out character. I disagree with that. I don't really think so. I do like the main character. I think he gets hated on a little too much. Season 5 and season 6 has actually been pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie. At least the first half of it was. Although, like, yeah, I would say this show has some, like, really weird pacing from time to time. Like, the end of season 5 felt totally disconnected from the start of season 6. I'll say that. Like, it felt like such a huge, like, leap. And maybe it might, because I know season 5 ended with two OVAs, and I read the titles to those OVAs, and they looked like filler episodes. So that's why I totally skipped them. So maybe at the end of the second one, that's where there's like a more natural tie-in to the start of season 6. But I mean, honestly, that still just kind of adds to the pacing issues. Because why should you have to sit through an episode that has nothing to do with the overall story just so you can get that last little bit that makes some sense out of the beginning of season 6? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. But anyways, on to the positives with the show. There are some characters like All Might. I love All Might. All Might is probably my favorite character in the show. I think he was done really, really well. Just an excellent character. The show's got some really, really cool, fun fight scenes. Like the whole what was it called? The sports festival arc. I think that's what it was called. I loved that. It reminded me a lot of the Chunin exams from Naruto. It was really good. That also is another drawback with My Hero, is that like it definitely feels like a total like maybe not a total rip off, but it does rip off Naruto like quite a bit, like I will admit. But still, it's a good show. But speaking of ripping off Naruto, though, there's one intro in My Hero Academia, one intro song that like the visuals, like they totally ripped off a Naruto intro. Like there was a side by side comparison. Like I saw it on Twitter, and yeah, it was pretty disgusting. Actually, it was pretty ridiculous, honestly. But I still think it's a really good show. It's still a lot of fun. I like it. All right, moving on. We've got, what is this? I think this is Neon Genesis. Yeah, I think this is Neon Genesis Evangelion, or however you say that name. Never watched it, but I might. Yeah, it seems like a decent show, but I'm not super into mech animes. Even though I loved Code Geass, but I didn't really watch Code Geass for the mechs, though. It was more for Lelouch, but yeah, I'll give this show. I might give this show a chance in the future, in the far future. Futurama. This is a really long show. I didn't realize how long it was until I looked it up. But yeah, I haven't really watched it. I might watch it. Cause see, this show actually came back recently because it was on a very long hiatus. And it just like literally just came back not too long ago on Hulu. And yeah, I might give it some time before I consider watching that show. But it does seem really funny. I've seen some clips of it. It seems like a good show. So, yeah, I'll give Futurama a chance someday. Alright, now we've got Infinity Train. Ooh boy, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna throw some respect on Infinity Train, and I'm gonna put it all the way up in True Goats category because Infinity Train is a really good, really underappreciated Cartoon Network show. Now, here's the thing with Infinity Train, though. It's an anthology series, but not really in the traditional sense where like every single episode is its own thing. With this show, it's every single season is its own thing. So yeah, one season will follow the story of one character, and then the other season will follow the story of another character, and so on and so forth. The show is 4 seasons long, got canceled unfortunately. But since each season is its own story, at the very least, season 4 actually ended on a satisfying note for that story, by the way. Because here's the thing, even though, if it, like, because it's kind of weird, because it's called an anthology, but, like, the stories, like, intertwine, though, that's the thing. So, without giving anything away, basically, it starts off with one character in season 1. That character meets another character in that season, and then the next season will star that character that she met in the first season. And then it actually follows that pattern for season 3. And but season 4 like totally breaks that pattern, and you get 2 completely new characters that you've never seen before that star in that season. Now, let me say, Infinity Train is a show that gets better and better with each season. Until season 4. And a lot of it, not gonna lie, a lot of it did have to do with meeting 2 new characters who you have, like, no sort of understanding of, like, prior understanding of who they are. And, yeah, when you have characters whose stories feel unfinished from the previous season, season 3, like it's kind of an annoying feeling, because you wanted to know the end of their story with the next season, but instead of that, you get a season that ends up being like a, because it's not like a bad season, it's just like as far as like tone goes, like it was such a like a snoozer compared to season 3 because let me tell you, season 3 was awesome. Like that alone was pretty much what compelled me to put this in True Goat. I mean, it was already goated, but like season 3 really, really upped the ante. Like season 3 was something else. It was a season that like almost like made me cry. Like it was a really good season. And then the follow up was just like I was saying. It kind of felt like it was just meant to be a relaxer after that season. But yeah, then inadvertently the show got canceled after season 4. So you just end up with a. I mean, even though you see the end of these characters' story, like it's just still feels unsatisfying because you don't get to see the end to because there's 2 characters in season 3 who it feels like they're gonna have a story that starts in season 4, but then like the creator totally derails that and just goes with these 2 random characters that, like, to be frank, nobody really cares about. Like it was a good season, but like was it really worth it? Not in my book. Not in my opinion. But still, though, highly recommend this show. It's very much slept on. If you want the most like satisfying experience, in my opinion, I would say watch it in this order. Watch it season 1, season 2, season 4 and then ended on a high note with season 3. That's how I feel you should watch Infinity Train for sure. I'm hoping one day maybe it gets a revival, but I mean, I kind of doubt it at this point, unfortunately. But fingers crossed, maybe one day it'll happen. Because it's a real shame that that show really just got treated like that. But anyways, we're taking a step down with this next show, Star versus the Forces of Evil. Man, where should I put it? Because this was another show I did have quite a phase with, like, because this show at its high points, I thought it was better than Steven Universe during its high points. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. It could have been great. It kind of hurts to put it there, but yeah, I kind of have to. Because even though like it did have some really great high points, and there were some characters that got some really really great character development. Like a character I never expected to even get any development at all got really really good development in season 2, I think it was. And that was really cool. There's a pretty interesting lore in this show. I like the overarching story. But man, did they dropped the ball with season 4, man. They really did. There was like I'll say like there were some like standout moments. Like yeah, for sure there were some standout moments in season 4, definitely. But man, you want to talk about a really like unfocused narrative, like season 4, like that is it for real of Star versus the Forces of Evil, like definitely. Especially with the ending. Oh my god, the ending was such a face palm, man. Like they butchered the ending, man. Just killed it. Yeah, the ending to Star Versus was really, just really bad in my opinion. And season 4 was already leaving quite a bit to be desired. There was a character that they introduced. Well, there was foreshadowing around the character in previous seasons, but like the character wasn't really like fully introduced to us until like the 4th season. And there was a lot of potential with that character because I didn't think what they did, like at least at first I didn't think what they were doing with that character was bad, but then like you find out like as it goes on, it becomes more and more clear that they had no idea what they wanted to do with that character. And yeah, it kind of killed it. But other than season 4 and season four's downfall, it was a pretty good show, like a really good show actually, like through season 3. So it was a really good show. I'm gonna put it up a tier because I think that's a little too harsh. It's a little too harsh to bring it all the way down here just because of season 4. That's a little too harsh for me. So I'll say it's overrated, but still good. Next up, we got Andor. I actually did watch the first few episodes of Andor, but I still don't think I watched enough of it to really fully understand how like because like let me tell you it's good. Like that is a really good show. It's not like it's really not much at all like The Mandalorian, but it's still a really good show. But I didn't finish the first season. So there's still quite a lot that I'm like missing out on with that show because I only got like I want to say like halfway through the season, so that's why I put it down here. I can't really form like a really solid opinion on it yet. Alright, anyways, sorry, I'm just gonna sorry about that. Alright, so moving on, we've got Amphibia. I will say this is overrated but still good. This is another modern cartoon that, people were really crazy about, and there's a lot of hype over. At least, if you follow modern cartoons as much as I do, because, clearly, yeah, I've got quite an infatuation with modern American cartoons as well as, anime too. But Amphibia, like, yeah, this show really suffers from pacing issues for sure, for sure. Season two, like, touched up on that for sure. But man, season one, like, it was like, because obviously there's nothing wrong with having a show that's like, that doesn't really follow a overarching story. But when your show does have like an actual like overarching story, like you expect to see like more from that. And season one took forever to get there, man. Like it, don't get me wrong, this show is really funny and it's like really entertaining for sure. Like all throughout it, but like man, that first season though, like they could have done better with like the pacing in that season. And on top of that, going to season two, even though the pacing was better in that season for sure, man, that season finale is, it was good and it was intense, but like, man, talk about like a mood whiplash. Like, it got like the tonal shift in that episode, like just even within the episode, not even comparing it to the rest of the season, it was like something happened at the end of it where I was just like, geez, is this really a kid's show? They showed that on Disney Channel? But like, yeah, it was. And then yeah, something totally random happens with the main character too. Like, I don't remember there being any build up for that. So yeah, the season finale it was good, but like, man, like it was such a jarring shift in tone for sure. I still have to finish this show because this show actually is over, and my opinion might actually change. Because I've been watching season three, and it's really good. It seems like they're learning their lesson on the pacing issues, because season three seems to be pretty well paced. I would have finished it sooner if I didn't feel like it was gonna go in the same direction that like seasons one and two did, where like there's like a lot of like fillerish episodes. Because before I started watching it again, the last episode I watched in season three felt like a filler episode, so I was kind of like turned off by that. But then I started watching it again, and then it like picked up again, so I was like, okay, good, good. So they're actually like doing something really good with this show, it seems. Or they did do something good with it because it's over now. So I'll get back into Amphibia, and my opinion might change on that. All right, next we got Jujutsu Kaisen. I am gonna say Jujutsu Kaisen is man. It's got really good animation for sure. I love the music. Man. Uh, I'll say it's goated. Because I mean, hey, this show actually did take a pretty big risk in the first season. Oh yeah, I only watched the first season, by the way. But so yeah, this is just going off of season one. Yeah, I mean, there was a pretty big surprise in season one actually. Maybe not everybody thought it was surprising, but like, I mean, it took me off guard. Which, in a way, they do kind of like trick you with that, but I won't be specific about it. But yeah, the show's got some really good action. The main character, he's pretty cool. He's pretty like Saitama esque from One Punch Man. He kind of reminds me of him a little bit, both in like character design and like personality. Like as far as like just kind of having that like nonchalant type of attitude. See, I feel like the characters have a lot of potential, but like the problem is that like even though like it's entertaining to see them like fight and whatnot, like I feel like I don't know a whole lot about them, So I feel like they have a lot of potential for sure. And also the same thing with their character dynamics. Like I feel like sometimes I feel like certain character dynamics can feel a little like forced. And yeah, I think that has to just do with me not really knowing the characters all that much. Like it feels like this show is like kind of like missing something in that sense. So I mean, it's a really cool show. I heard it. I mean, I heard this show gets like godlike. At least like the manga anyway. I heard the manga gets like super super good. But yeah, I might read the manga. Maybe not. But yeah, the show is really good. The first season is really good, so I would recommend it. And now we've got a show that is a true go. I love Cyberpunk. Wait, what is this? Cyberpunk 20. Yeah, it doesn't have it there. But yeah, the Cyberpunk I think it's considered an anime. The Cyberpunk anime on Netflix is super super good. I really like it. The ending, really good ending. Not really what I expected from the show, but like it was like, man, that ending really hit for sure. Yeah, it really hit. The show's got some really cool scenes, really cool fight scenes. Giancarlo Esposito, he voices one of the. Yeah, I mean, he voices like the main bad guy in the show. And yeah, I love Giancarlo Esposito. If you don't know who that is, which a lot of you may not know him right off grip, like his name. He's Gustavo from Breaking Bad. He's the same actor who plays him in Breaking Bad, and yeah, he voices a character on this show. He's got such a menacing voice, man. He's just got that air about him. I can't really see him playing anything other than a villain, honestly. But anyways, this show is really cool. Um, I feel like there were some drawbacks with this show because this show I wouldn't say it's perfect. Maybe I feel like it's with the side characters. They're not bad at all. It's just that I feel like that like their relationship with the main character could have been a little better. Maybe I feel like that's because I knew like even though I was like just loving this show for sure. It did feel like there was something missing as far as like character dynamics went. But I mean, still though, it's totally a true goat. Like, I seriously do love this show. It was really good, really really good show. Oh yeah, and there's a time jump, and it did something with the main character that was I felt a little like unintentionally like goofy, goofy looking, but like I can't really get into spoilers there, but yeah, there are some concepts that are done like super well in the show. It goes in some directions that I didn't really expect. The show takes risks, and I really admire that. It's a really good show for sure. All right. Now we got Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is the 3D animated one. I haven't watched it, but I might. I heard that show was like really solid. If I were to watch that show, I probably would end up putting in the True Goat category because pretty much everybody who watched that show, they say it's like awesome. So yeah, I'll definitely give that a chance one day. And now we've got Gendy Star Wars into the Star Wars into the Clone Wars. It's actually just Star Wars: The Clone Wars, but I will put this in the golden category. Yeah, I'll need to watch it again, but the thing is, even though it's like I think I'm pretty sure it was always supposed to be just a mini series. I do feel like it was too short for some reason, like which that's kind of weird because usually like with miniseries like they usually benefit from being miniseries because like there's less room for error. Like look at Over the Garden Wall. Like that is like it's easily one of the best shows I've like one of the best miniseries I've ever seen. And it's like a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was really short. It was like short and sweet. And the same can be said with this show. But the thing is that like it, I don't know. It just felt like it could have been longer. I guess I guess I just wanted more from this show. Like yeah, because like I guess I wanted more like focus on like Anakin's character. I guess yeah, I think that's really what I wanted from the show because even though there were some super cool scenes in the show that had like nothing to do with Anakin, and they were really cool scenes. It was like I guess I just wanted to see more of Anakin, because he's such a pivotal figure in the Star Wars universe, and so I just wanted to see more of that. And that's the only reason why I bring it down from True Goat status, because I mean it's still an excellent show. Genndy, once again, Genndy shows out with this show for sure. Next up, we got Beef. This is a pretty new show, and it came out swinging, man. Beef is, I'll say, that first season, it is definitely teetering on True Goat status. I'll say that, but for now, I'm just gonna put it in the goated category because I guess it's just because I don't have that like compulsion to put it in the True Goat category. It's still really good. It's super entertaining, pretty addicting show. It's one of the most addicting shows I've watched, up there with Code Geass. Like the show, it's the type of show that just really just like gets crazier and crazier as you watch it, and it really makes it addicting. I love the way they handle like how people can have these just mental breakdowns. Like no matter where you are in the social class, like whichever social class you're in, like you're still you could still be prone to have like just a total like breakdown. And yeah, the show emphasizes that really well. With the rivalry with these two characters here. It's a really crazy show, really pretty funny show too. It's really funny. Yeah, it's really really good. I love this show. Now we've got Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts. Now I will put this show in it's goated. I'll say Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts is goated. We've got a lot of goated shows here. Yeah, Kipo. This is a really good show. I love like it's a show also that feels very heavily influenced by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because like it's just got those like gorgeous backgrounds, and it has this soundtrack where I feel like the creators really actually like cared about. Like they have licensed music in this show, and that's something you don't really see a lot in cartoons. And yeah, it just has that overall like aesthetic and that style that like Spider Verse really like influenced a lot of animated media by having it in that movie, and you get that feeling with this show. But as far as the story goes, it has a pretty interesting story. I like the story. Characters are really likable. Pretty good group of characters, I would say. It's not like the funniest show in the world, but it's still funny. It could be pretty funny. Um, I really like the main character. She kind of reminds me of like a Disney princess, actually. So she's really enjoyable, very cute character. Yeah, it's just a pretty good show. There were some directions it took with the ending that I wasn't like too crazy about, but it was still like a really good ending for sure. Like it's a really good ending, and it's overall just a really good show. I would recommend Kipo and the Age of Wonder Beast. Very good style. Just really good show, especially for kids. Top marks. Alright, so now we've got Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale. I'll say it's between these two categories. Definitely between. I'll say it's overrated, but still good because I'll say okay. I forgot her name, but I feel bad about that. I'm pretty sure her first name is Elizabeth. I'm gonna look it up right now because I feel bad for not knowing what her name is because she is literally one of my favorite actresses of all time. I love that actress. No, that's not what I want. Elizabeth Moss. Elizabeth Moss, that's her name. She's a fantastic actress, really good. Her performance alone makes it worth a watch, in my opinion. But aside from her performances and whatnot, I mean, it's still like a really good show, and for what it's worth, it has some excellent cinematography. The story is pretty interesting. It's a very like disturbing setting, and yeah, it's a pretty wild show for sure. But like, man, it's like because see, season two, the end of it, it went in my opinion, a really good direction with the end of season two. Well, not the very ending though. Not the very ending, because the very ending kind of lets you know like what season three is gonna be like, and season three is like one of the biggest reasons why I put this in overrated but still good. I never finished season three, like, and I don't feel compelled to. Like I really don't because it just felt like there was a point in season three where like it just felt like the story was just lather, rinse, repeat. Honestly, like, and that's the big issue I have with the show is that it really just after a while just really felt like it wasn't really like going anywhere. like you have these like really crazy moments and intense scenes and whatnot that are like pretty memorable. And you have like character moments that are like pretty tragic and all that good stuff, but like story wise, it's like it really doesn't go anywhere. After a while, maybe I don't know. Maybe season three ends on a hugely good note where it feels like it's finally going somewhere. But like for me, it was just too little, too late. So I kind of lost my interest in *Handmaid's Tale*. I might pick it up again one day, but probably not. Elizabeth Moss still is a fantastic actress, though, 100%. Alright, last but not least, we've got you. And you, you, I will say, is. Where do I put you? I started watching season 4 and kind of lost interest. I'm gonna. Where should I put this show? Man, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, but overrated, but still good. Yeah. Like I actually did really like you, especially the first season. The season two, man, it took a really big, huge turn at the end of season two. That I actually really loved that twist they did in season two, like 100%. But like, see, my problem with you is that like, even though its highs are like really, really high, like all the way up here highs, like, and this show can get really addicting. My problem with you is just that, like, there's a lot of drama that, uh, like, I'll, I'll just forget about. Like, I feel like there was a lot of drama, like, with side characters that I sat through in, pretty much all three seasons I saw that, I couldn't remember for the life of me. You know, like, there will be, like, character references and whatnot that occur in the later seasons that, I barely remember because, like, not every character is as interesting as Joe Goldberg. Like, wait, is that his name? Joe. Well, I know his first name is Joe. I can't remember if Goldberg is his actual last name or not, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, first season was pretty top notch in my opinion. All the way up until the very ending, though, I'll say. Like, the very, 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 very ending, like, literally the last, like, I want to say 30 seconds, kind of annoyed me when I first watched it. Because it felt so gimmicky, because at first it would have had, like, the perfect ending. Like, season one would have had, like, a perfect ending, so good that the show could have just ended right there. But then, like, they added in just one scene that, like, lasted for, like, 30 seconds, and it just, like, killed the ending for me. Like, I was just like, oh my, like, it just made me roll my eyes. Because basically, it was supposed to, like, it's a cliffhanger, right? And it's supposed to, like, get you on the edge of your seat for, oh, what's gonna happen next? But, like, for me, it was just like, it just made me roll my eyes. It was just so gimmicky. It reminded me a lot of the ending to that one season from The Walking Dead. You guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you who may not know, I'll just say one name, Negan. That ending, yeah, like the ending to season one of this felt a lot like that actually. But not like, I guess not a lot like that, but it just felt very gimmicky, like very oh, we want to keep the audience, like, type of ending. Like, that was what was in the writer's mentality when they wrote that part in, I feel like. So, but I mean, it's still a good show. It's still, like, pretty addicting. Uh, season three, I would probably prefer season three over season two, though. I would say that. So, season one is probably my favorite. Season two, well, I mean, right now I might have to, like, whenever I get around to finishing season four, I might end up saying season four is my least favorite. But right now, season two is my least favorite, and then season three was more interesting just because of how the dynamic with Joe changes in season three. Because, you know, I can't, like, spoil what happens, but there's a very specific reason why I enjoyed season three more than season two. But anyways, that's it. We finally got through it. This was like, I think this is over 100 TV shows on here. Yeah, I had a lot of time on my hands over the summer. I mean, I didn't watch all these in just this summer, but you know. Anyways, this part is getting really long. That's it though. The definitive ultimate tier list, the Battle of the Goats, right here. What you see is what you get, man. This is it right here. The best of the best. Some of the stuff might even be the worst of the worst. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm sure One Piece isn't that bad. I'm sure My Little Pony isn't that bad either, but I mean, I'm never gonna find out for myself. But but yeah, this is it, y'all. If your opinion is different, too bad, because this is mine. So try not to get your panties in a twist. But yeah, this is it for me. And this is it for me. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to hit that bell icon in the lower left, lower right hand corner so that way you never miss a video. Yeah, anyway, this is Martin signing off. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a long time coming, but I appreciate every one of y'all who decided to watch this. So I'll see you all next time. My next tier list video will be about Avatar The Last Airbender, so stay tuned for that, y'all. Good night, and good luck.